could go read them. It'd be easy.
You attach to the candles like a little tag that says like who they are. Oh wait, you're already doing that. Never mind. I'll just shut up.
Yes.
Gonna add an epitaph on there as well, bud.
Oh god, they spelled his name wrong on his grave. Khan.
Did I spell it wrong?
Oh,
Did I do it backwards?
I think everyone just spelled it Khan except for Kyle.
I think you're right.
How are
Sorry,
you actually supposed to spell
K-H-A-N.
it?
He spelled it Kahn.
Motherfucker!
All right.
No.
Yeah,
Our archived
right.
character is. Let's go in here. Kahn. Yep.
Wow.
Oh my god, I've been spelling it wrong the whole fucking time.
Me too.
I'm his only true friend.
Go change all your notes right now, Garth.
I have like 3 books.
Yep, that's yeah. You have to know.
Actually, I think Blackwatch only has like 2. He lies to himself.
So what do you do?
Fucking. He doesn't know what he does. He goes over here. He just like sits down and just watches all the graves, like someone waiting for something to happen, like some vain hope that they'll just like pop back up or they'll be standing behind him or some shit. But very solemnly knowing like that's obviously not gonna happen. And he would just sit there for fucking hours.
You'll feel a hand on your shoulder. See Lucian barely standing, and then he'll just like collapse next to you.
So how you feeling?
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There's a lot. I think the most important one is that I miss them.
Yeah. Just kind of wraps an arm lazily around him and just pats him on the shoulder. Yeah, me too.
As you sort of go ahead.
Ah, damn. You know how much fucking effort we put into keeping them alive and they still end up right here. Much effort they put into keeping themselves alive.
No, I know that I didn't always look so fondly on Clint. He was always so crazy. But, you know, you learn to live with it. And I'm already missing it.
Yeah. It's gotta be very quiet because I'm not going to be shouting at him to stop trying to get himself killed.
Yeah.
I think he was...
As you
No, go on. I'm good.
as you have this conversation, you begin to hear crunching of the pretty green grass of Chrysantine Hold. As 2 figures start making their way down.
What the fuck was that?
Crunching of grass?
That was not crunching of grass.
You missed it
How do you-
by a little bit, bud.
Does that maybe War of the Worlds or something?
Gravel,
Okay.
maybe if you're shoving the microphone into the gravel, yes.
Like a mechanical horse on gravel, yeah.
Hold on, wait. Fuck, wait, hold on. I need to go outside and touch some grass.
No, you're fine.
I might just hope what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Any
it's been
sound
so long.
reference,
It's
any
been
sound reference?
Yeah.
As you see them making their way down, you see Captain Riker and Alphonse, who looks over, and you just see Captain Riker say, "I'll catch up with you later to discuss things." who just nods before heading off. You see him more slowly than usual. Slower than usual. There we go.
Yeah, that
more
works.
slowly. It's not a word. Make his way over. As you see, wrapped under like the joints of his arm are bandages that are sort of covered in like dried blood. He sees y'all, sees where you are. Yeah, I get that.
Good amount of silence. Yeah, there's a good amount of silence before Lucian even responds. Did you get those?
He just looks down. Nothing to worry about.
Do they hurt?
Some pains never go away, Lucian.
Good. Good.
But that I'm sure you're well accompanied to.
You come here for something like that?
He makes his way over in front of you. Before leaning down and getting closer to you. And, as you would expect from the years of training you spent with him, I imagine you instinctively tighten your stomach muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And he just puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm sorry. Perhaps if I was there, things might have been different.
X to doubt fucking same. For the first time this entire time, mind you, I didn't say this. Bradford has not even like acknowledged Riker's existence this whole time. And the moment he says that, Bradford just chimes in. It's just like, I do not believe you.
Well, I'll never convince you of something you don't want to be convinced of. So I won't bother trying. He'd become a fine young man. He just looks over at the grave. I'll leave you to it. He looks back over at you after taking a deep breath. And just in case it needs to be said, don't inform the underclass of anything that's going to happen. You're watchmen now. I had hoped we could celebrate, but I see that's not in the cards. Nor should it be. But we still have duties to perform.
Bradford just responds with, "Aye, Captain." Still not
Before
intimidated,
he slowly makes his way away.
Ooh.
Brad, you notice that as he's walking away, Lucian basically starts having a fucking panic attack.
Yeah. He just pats Lucian. It's like, it's fine. He's gone. Nothing bad's gonna happen right now. Just breathe slowly. Slowly.
Hold your brother close, goddammit.
Look, you want...
He's one of the last ones you got.
Yeah. He wraps an arm around Lucian again. Look, let's... Okay, I don't know. I'll go make you something to eat. How's that sound? Take your mind off everything.
Can you make her soup?
He smirks. He's like, oh, so now you want the cornbread soup. Now you want that.
He nods his head.
Of course. Yeah, bud. Pretty sure I hit that's the stuff for that's around somewhere.
The stuff? For corn
You got that stuff for it.
You mean corn and bread? And prop?
Yeah, they got it somewhere. He doesn't want people to dig into his stash. Garth is not good at talking. Eat shit. Anyway, so he'll slowly guide Lucian back to the place and start making something home cookie for everyone to eat. As little as he expects people to actually eat right now.
Like, fuck, I'm staffing. While... I guess while they were doing that, Jericho would have gone and tried to find Castor, who was noticeably absent.
Okay. Yeah, where do you look?
Well, I guess after checking every room, underneath the beds and in the loo, he probably climbs over the building to see if he's hiding anywhere there, because he knows he has some, verticality to him. Before, I guess, eventually he would find him in the garden, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely fair.
He probably approaches from above, climbing down the wall like a freak, and slap squatting on the wall above him. I guess does he notice him?
No, I don't think he would.
Then slap squatting directly above Castor, Jericho will abruptly say, "He didn't even seem that mad about it either."
You see him instinctively jump up and sort of wipe at his face.
I think it's the part that upsets me the most. How peacefully he went out. Oh, thank you.
Do you think he knew?
You knew what was in the cards for him.
He does a slight nod.
He thinks on that for a second before he says, "I think he knew the risks." Do I think he knew it would catch up to him? Can't say. He knew better than I did. But from what admittedly little I know about the bloke, I think he weighed the risks and thought it was worth it. Maybe it would have been, if not for how it ended.
That's right. The risks. He just puts his hands back on his temples where he had them. Do you remember the promise that we made?
About you changing your mind about Leo?
No. The one Clint brought you in on. Foye, myself, and him. And now you. That no matter what it took, we'd end this darkness.
Yeah. no matter what it takes. See what he meant by that now.
I think he was doing whatever it took.
Jericho gives a nod before he will remove himself from the wall. So, netting in the dirt with a soft thud. So what about you? After seeing what befell your fellow watchman, your brother, you staying true to that promise?
I don't think I have another choice.
Ah, shoot, of course you do. Everyone in there does. Even I do. Look at me. But, well, I think you've already made up your mind. I mean, you'll take a cursory glance around. The look you gave Donna. Look you gave all of them, in fact. Downright diabolical. Downright. Oh god, what's the word? Not traitorous. Treacherous. Downright treacherous.
You see almost like a look of shame come over his face when you say that. I was so angry. How could they just take him like that? Like it was nothing.
They make it look so easy, Kester. Painted as like it's clapping a fly between your hands, right? One of the easiest things you can do. And yet, I feel like I've got more potential than a fly. And Clint will hear twice that. It's unfair. But hey, maybe at the end of this all, when they're all dead in the ground and we're running the show, we can run things a little differently. But he kind of takes a half step forward and plants a finger on his chest. We gotta stick with it long enough for that, don't we? Just don't go throwing your life away because you're a little angry. Won't do anyone any good. Least of all Clint.
More than a little angry.
Definitely short selling it. Underselling it.
But I think I'm mostly just sad.
Yeah, I see that. I feel you, kid.
He just sort of looks up at the gray sky above you. Do you still feel emotions the way you used to? Before?
Puts his hands in his pockets and he follows his eyes up at that overcast, fucking depressing sky. And he says, like I did before. No. Part of me wishes I did, but, well, I guess a lot of the negative ones are a bit dampened. But, well, I still know what it's like. That sort of crestfallenness.
He just sort of looks up with dried tear streaks that ran down his cheeks. That sounds kind of nice.
You'd think so. Yet here I am. Dan, another brother. He shrugs. My eyes are dry. Eye is dry. That don't seem right to me. But you do. What if I sit with you for a spell?
I think that would be okay.
I think so too.
He just looks over at you and does take a long, appraising look at your face. Before looking back up. Then I'll carry that weight that you can't for you.
Don't recall asking you to.
If we were less than family, you wouldn't need to.
I think Jericho turns to look at him. I assume he doesn't turn back. And for the first time in a long while, Jericho gets a very genuine smile. And just sit in silence for a while.
After a few days,
I had a
sort
thing.
of. Go ahead. Yeah, what do you got?
Instead of going back to the barracks, Gregory would try to talk to Ezekiel if he could.
Absolutely. You go to find Brother Ezekiel, who is sort of the one that overwatches the cleansing. As you come over to the area, he walks out. Gregor, how are you?
Like you might suspect. Do you know what they did, if anything? He had on him.
Burned.
If it was something that wouldn't burn.
Ah, we're talking about the amulet.
He nods.
Outside of the weaponry, it's the only thing that stayed intact. We found it proper to bury everything else, but why do you ask?
I was hoping to see it.
I suppose that would be fine. I'll bring it to you by the night's end.
Thank you.
As you go to walk away, he just says, Gregor,
Yes.
do you know what the job of a shepherd is?
To protect the sheep, the flock.
That's right. It's not a process that's done much in the Dusklands, if ever. But in the City of Lights, they're still around. But do you know what the shepherd does when they have a sick sheep?
What do they do?
They do what must be done. It's a mercy to put the sheep down. Its life would only be suffering, and it would only cause damage to those around it. To its mother, to its brother, to its sister. Is it the sheep's fault? No. But it can't help it. But the shepherd can, so the shepherd does.
I understand. Brother Ezekiel.
I will see you tonight.
He'll nod.
So, As the day gets on, what little that matters here, Brother Ezekiel does come by and brings you a pristine locket. Well, an amber shaped locket full of or filled with a feather in it. I cannot talk. He brings it over to you, Gregor. He looks like he's about to say something, but refrains and hands it to you.
Well, he'll take it and just look at it kind of, I don't know if reverently is the right word, but something like that.
Hmm.
What were you gonna say?
He just looks down and then up to you. Sometimes I wish I understood better exactly what the Sangalia's will is.
I do too.
But I guess it's not fit for us to know. Before handing you the locket and walking away. As you take rest that night, Gregor, you do wake up, and the amulet is certainly gone. After a few days, eventually you are all gathered up.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
When we're cleansed, do we lose our points of madness?
Yes, that is
Oh.
the purpose of it. Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Jericho's no more crazy? I said that wrong?
Mhm.
Yeah. Hence the purpose of every year you come back to a compound of some sort.
Gregor might take a new one with the amulet being gone when he wakes up.
Do we lose that madness flaw we have?
Yes.
I forget.
Oh.
I forget my cosmic insignificance. I'm the main character. Again.
Ego restored.
Every time I drink water, it doesn't taste like shit now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, some of y'all had some interesting ones.
Yeah.
You are all gathered up. Well, what's left of you. Forgot how long it takes to put everyone in a formation.
I'm ready.
Get over here, Lucian.
No.
Does Lucian specifically not go to formation?
No, he does. He does. He's just in the back. Thank you.
As you are gathered up in your much smaller formation, Captain Riker comes over. Alright, here's the situation. Break time is over, unfortunately, and it's back to work. Within a week, you'll be asked to make your decision where you want to go. But before that, we have a mission. And I want to make sure you're ready. Seeing the silence, you hear Bricky pop up. What's the mission? You're going to be supervising the underclass take the leap.
Oh, fuck.
But Captain, the year ones. And Zoe has already died and been resurrected. When she wakes up, she'll know, and there's no way she'll be able to hold that. So instead of transporting her to another compound, given the experience that they've had, timeline has to be pushed up. Any concerns?
Jericho's hand shoots up.
I suppose you were Captain Maven's recruit, and, well, you're no longer recruits, any of you. What do you got?
Yeah. Yeah, Captain, sir. It's a bit fucked. I don't think it's going to go over well.
We don't have a choice.
Oh, well. Out of professional opinion, sir, from you,
Oh fuck, I was muted.
how many of those kids do you think are going to actually do it?
I've only interacted with them briefly. And it's not been unnoticed that Clint never walked onto the compound by some of them. I wish I knew for certain.
Bradford looks over to Carolyn and are we allowed to talk if it's not asking him a thing? He doesn't give a fuck. He asks Carolyn. It's like, what's your opinion on it? You know them best.
She turns her head to you and then back to Captain Riker. With permission. You don't need permission. You're a watchman now. Speak freely. I think a lot of them have made decisions. But I can't guarantee all of them will. I would recommend taking Mule before Jax, and then lying to both of them about who went first.
Clever Carolyn.
She looks over to Poirier. I don't know about your sister. I don't be knowing about her either. He looks over to Captain Riker. Do you think maybe we can be sending her to another compound?
He wanted that since day fucking one.
Wish it were that simple. But after everything you've went through, it's not an option. You just see him step forward. But Captain, yeah, that's the only family I got left, and I'm not be sure if she's gonna jump. I understand. You have 3 days.
Fair enough.
Actually, is Victor nearby? That's a good question.
Whatever you can do, use any sort of subtlety you have, and do the best you can. But we press forward. I can try to buy you that amount of time.
Thanks, Kit.
Thank you.
You see Poirier just do a salute. Thank you, Captain. And just so you know, This order comes far above me.
I see. Did the last one?
He just sits there for a second. It did. But I would have made it the same. As I hope one day you all will too.
Am I allowed to ask who's giving them, sir?
This comes from the top.
Oh. Ugh. All right. I like these orders.
Are we clear? Any questions?
Clear.
Crystal.
Just so I'm clear on things, a lot of us are going to be overseeing this. If they don't jump, we gotta use like a karate chop motion. Very lazy. I know, like, do you mean?
Unfortunately so.
That's what I thought.
We've all already dug our graves. We know what's in the cards.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, soon there'll be another watchman joining who's going to help out with the process.
Ooh. Sorry.
Fucking Jericho.
No, that's me. Because I know who that is.
I don't.
From whereabouts?
He can tell you when he arrives. I don't have much information on him, other than he came from the Onyx Tower.
Where the fuck
And
is
here's a
that?
blood cloak.
Of
Is
course.
the Onyx Tower home with the blood cloaks?
It is.
God damn it.
Of course.
That being said, after you've made your decision on where you're going to go, anyone who's staying will be cleared out of these barracks as we get them ready for the next group. And you'll be moving to the main compound. For what it's worth, congratulations. I am proud of each and every one of you for how far you've come.
Even me? Kind of like looks past Caster.
You weren't one of mine, but we're all watchmen now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Captain.
Alright, order's clear. Get back to it. As he takes a step away, he just looks back over. But I do still expect my barracks to be clean.
One last time. Hey, Captain.
Okay, that was a good one, actually. Does Riker
Well,
like
after saying
hesitate
that-
at that comment?
After
Oh,
saying
man.
that, Gregor will go back and claim the barracks one last time.
Yeah, before you get fucking decimated.